Welcome back to another episode of On a Mission. I'm your host, Dr. Wendy Norfleet with Norfleet Integrated Solutions, and it's my pleasure to have with me Willie Finklin with PM3 University LLC. Welcome, Willie.
Thank you.
Okay, what does PM3 stand for?
PM3 actually stands for Pro Will Media Marketing and Management.
Okay.
I originally had a consultancy, PM3 Solutions, but I've made a turn to actually go into education and capacity building. So I started to branch off and do PM3 University.
Okay. I was just curious. I was like, okay, PM3, is this three things that PM stands for? But I was trying to figure it out. I was like,
You're on the right track.
Okay.
It's like that M is cubed.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So what is PM3 University? I know that you do work a lot in the nonprofit space.
Okay.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay. So tell us how.
All right. So I am a grant writer and I've been at it for over a decade, and I wanted to get into the capacity building space. And I get asked all the time, like, how did you become a grant writer? Or I want to start a nonprofit. What are the steps that I need to take? So PM3 Solutions is not only a consultancy for doing grant writing and strategic plans and website design and a whole other bunch of hats that I have on, but I also help nonprofits to build capacity through teaching grant writing and individuals as well that want to learn grant writing, as well as assisting people to start their nonprofit.
Okay.
I have something called the Nonprofit Lunch where I 100% co-design the nonprofit with the individual, but I 100% do it for them, provide them all the resources such as a case for support, a sample grant, fundraising letters, and a slide deck that they can present their vision to a funder or to donors and have a clear articulation of that vision and increase their likeliness of success with funding.
Okay. Now, it's funny because we do a lot of the same services as I mentioned, but grant writing is not one of mine. Although, believe it or not, my very first grant, I got over $750,000.
Wow.
But it was hard and painful, and I don't never want to do it again. But I always looking for good grant writers, so I'm gonna have to keep you in on that. But so you do this, you help these nonprofit organizations. Do you have like classes where people sign up, or is it one-on-one? How do people get this information?
All right. You can go to my website, PM3University.com, and then you can submit to the comment section and tell me the exact service that you're looking for, and I would, walk them through the process. Now, as far as the grant writing courses, those are something that are under development right now. I have my graphic designer actually working it out, and we're finishing the voiceover, so that will be available with a target of the middle of April. So about 2 more weeks, the courses will be coming out, as well as I have an ebook that's now in the process. It's a grant writing ebook that should be developed and ready by the middle of next month as well. Now, as far as my services for what I do as a grant writer, that's available now, and I would just look over what it is that the organization or individual is looking for as far as a grant writing.
Give them a fee for
and
it.
give them a fee for it. And then as far as launch your nonprofit, it's the same thing. I would have basically do a discovery call with those individuals, see what they're thinking about doing, and then go through the process. But my thing is I'm pretty straightforward with, the process. I have like a package. I also have a writing portfolio that I send them to, like, here's some of my work. And then also here is the process for this, and give them the pricing for that. And it's all the same for everyone. And so I don't charge you more because you ride a G-Wagon or somebody's in a Corolla. It's all the same thing, but I base my prices on value. And you won't find a better value for the pricing that you get with the things that I provide and the services I do.
Okay. And I work in, like I told you, with a lot of nonprofits, and a lot of them are looking for grant writers. So, definitely going to be reaching out to you for some other stuff. And so I know that one of your long-term goals is to have a nonprofit symposium.
Yes.
And so will that be here in person?
That's going to be
event?
here in Jacksonville. And I'm 90% sure that it'll be at Beaver Street Enterprise Center, because that's where my office is, and they provide space for that. The way that I envision it is to provide a grant writing workshop at the beginning, then have a panel of nonprofit experts, someone in the leadership space, someone in the board space, and board development space more so than anything, because that's something that gets overlooked.
It does, because people have a tendency, and I see it all the time. I get called in, like my boards, and it's their friends or people they knew,
Mama them.
and they don't take it seriously, or they don't come to the meetings because they're related to
Yeah.
you. And then next thing you know, that you have an ineffective board.
Yeah, and there's stages, and
Right.
that's normally when we start. It is those people that are close knit to
Right.
us, or we feel that it's our baby. We don't want to put it out there,
Right.
and have other people tell us what to do. So I'm going to put people on there who are
That
just going to go with the flow.
right.
But then too,
When
it's
you
one of those
develop, you need
and
people that
grow.
will challenge you a little bit and who are
don't think
thinking
like you.
right.
Yeah, and sometimes too, just because someone may seem like they challenge your thinking or they have different ideas about the growth doesn't mean that they don't love the organization and
Right.
committed to the mission.
Correct.
And people have to stop thinking of conflict as
A
way,
bad thing.
as a bad thing.
It's actually can help you grow.
Yeah, you can really grow or see things. And one of the things that I remember a situation where, someone disagreed with something the way that I was going to, implement it. And, at first I was a little salty about it, but when I started looking at it and think about it, I didn't quite go in the direction that they did or they wanted. But when I saw some of the things and some of the holes in the gaps, they saw from a whole different perspective. But it helped me strengthen what I was doing,
Correct.
and it came out so much better.
Right.
And that's the one thing is creative conflict that we have to go through sometimes
to make
to get
sure
a better
it takes,
vision.
It takes a good ideal to a great ideal. That's what I always tell people.
Exactly.
And so you don't want, I always tell people, I don't want hire people that think exactly like me, because we'll never get anywhere, because I already think I'm right about everything. But, but I know I'm not, but that's, we all think, right? But I need somebody who's going to kind of challenge me a little bit and have a different way of looking at things, because I may have a good ideal, but then with your help, I can make it a great idea.
Exactly.
And so that's what we need to realize a lot of times. And sometimes we don't fill the holes in the boards. Like, for example, if you need someone that's good with people or connected, and you're not, then you might probably need at least one board member that can take on that role for you and help you become better known. And sometimes you have to explain that process of board development.
And I'm going to say this too. It's just like a lot of times we want people to leverage their resources, their connection, their friends, and bring in money. But at the same time, too, you have to understand they're putting their name on your nonprofit. So those things have to be right. People don't want to sacrifice their good name if things are not done correctly. And that's one of the big reasons, too. You want other people on there, but at the same time, too, you have to be open to what's really the best practice for the person that you're serving, not what you're doing and self-serving about your ego.
And that's what people don't realize. But, you're providing great services. I love to hear about the classes and the different services. But if someone watching this and they want to know more about you or to use your services, how do they do that?
Okay. PM3 University. I'm on IG, I'm on Facebook, and it's PM3University.com for the website.
Okay.
And they can find me, and those links are on there if they want to find out more about my services, the courses that I'm offering. And so there will be a lot more things rolling out. Drop a comment with your name, your email, and I will add you to those lists. And as updates come out, they will be getting pushed out to everyone.
All right. Willie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today and learning more about Willie and the services offered through PM3 University. Please go to PM3University.com to learn more, and we'll see you next time on Buzz TV.